In this video, we're going to focus on how you actually shape and manipulate steps inside Pro ArpSeq. Up to now, everything has been about how the engine behaves globally. This is where you start getting hands-on with individual steps, and this is where things get creative. Let's start with the playback start point. By default, the sequence begins at step 1, but you can right-click any step number and set it as the starting point. That means playback will begin from that step instead. It's a simple way to shift the feel of a pattern without changing anything else. Next is selecting a loop area. You can hold Control on Windows or Command on Mac, click a step and drag across a range. That defines a loop region, and the sequence will repeat just that section. It also automatically enables loop mode, so instead of looping the entire pattern, you can isolate a small section and work with that. Now let's look at randomization. You can click and drag across steps to select a group. If no steps are selected, randomization applies to everything. But once you've selected a group, only those steps are affected. This gives you controlled randomness, which is far more useful than total chaos. If you want to clear that selection, just right-click a step and choose to clear the randomization selection. Toggle All Randomization is accessed by right-clicking on any step and selecting the option from the menu. This inverts the current randomization selection. Instead of selecting all the steps you want to randomize, you can select the steps you want to exclude, then use Toggle All Randomization to flip the selection. For example, if you select just the first step of each section, such as steps 1, 5, 9 and 13, and then toggle, the selection is inverted, so all the other steps are selected instead. This is a much faster way of working when you only want to protect a small number of steps and apply randomization to everything else. There's also loop mode at the step level, which simply toggles looping on and off. This ties directly into the loop area you've defined. Then there's freeze mode. When freeze mode is active, the visible steps stay fixed in place and the playback cursor moves across them. It's useful when you want a stable visual reference while the sequence is running, especially when things get more complex. Now we get into rhythmic shaping. Divider allows you to split a single step into multiple smaller notes. You can divide it into 2, 3, or 4 equal parts. On top of that, you can apply velocity variations across those divisions. For example, starting softer and getting louder, or the other way around, or even randomizing the velocities within the split. It's a quick way to add movement and detail inside a single step. Strum controls how notes within a step are staggered in time instead of all playing at once. The main purpose of this is to simulate the natural strumming of a guitar, where notes are played in quick succession rather than all hitting at the same moment. This works particularly well with guitar-style sounds and VSTs, but can also add movement and realism to any chord-based pattern. Left-click to select a strum mode and right-click to clear it. There are 4 main modes. Off means no strum is applied, so all notes play at the same time. Up staggers each note, starting from the highest note. Down staggers each note, starting from the lowest note. Up-down alternates the strum direction, with an upward strum followed by a downward strum. This only has an effect when a divider is applied to the step, as the direction changes across the divided notes. Down-up does the opposite, with a downward strum followed by an upward strum. And again, this only takes effect when a divider is active. You can also set the gap in milliseconds between each note, which controls how tight or how spread out the strum feels. Next is step-level note length. Each step follows the global note length by default, but you can override it individually. That means some steps can be short and percussive, while others can be long and sustained. Velocity controls how hard each step is played. You can left-click and drag up or down to set the velocity, or right-click to enter an exact value. Each row includes a dice control for randomization. If the randomizer is set to manual, left-clicking the dice will generate new random values immediately, either across all steps or just across the selected randomizer steps. If you right-click the dice, you open the randomizer parameter box, where you can define the value range and choose whether randomization runs in manual or automatic mode. In automatic mode, new random values are recalculated each time the pattern cycles back to the beginning. In manual mode, the values stay as they are until you click the dice again. Offset and gate work in a very similar way, but here you're shaping timing rather than dynamics. You drag the left side to adjust the start offset and the right side to adjust gate length, or right-click to enter exact values. The dice works the same way here as well. In manual mode, a left click on the dice generates a fresh set of random values and then keeps them. Right-clicking the dice opens the randomizer parameter box, where you define the range and switch between manual and automatic randomization. If automatic mode is enabled, the plugin recalculates fresh random values every time the pattern returns to the start. probability controls the chance of a step actually playing. You can left-click and drag to set the probability, or right-click to enter the exact value directly. The randomizer behavior is the same here too. Left-clicking the dice applies randomization when manual mode is active. Right-clicking the dice opens the parameter box so you can set the range and decide whether the row uses manual or automatic randomization. Manual mode holds the current random result until you trigger another one. Automatic mode recalculates new values on each full cycle of the pattern. Mod wheel lets you assign modulation values per step. You can drag to set the value or right-click for precise entry. As with the other rows, the dice is used to generate random values. In manual mode, clicking the dice gives you one new random pass which then remains in place. Right-clicking the dice opens the parameter box, where you set the range and choose manual or automatic operation. When automatic mode is enabled, the row is re-randomized each time the pattern loops back to the beginning. CC number 1 adds a lane for MIDI control data. First, you choose the MIDI controller number. Then you set the CC value by dragging up or down, or by right-clicking to enter it exactly. The same randomizer system applies here. CC number 2 works exactly the same way as CC number 1, giving you a second lane of assignable MIDI control. A simple way to think about all 6 of these rows is this. Each one gives you direct control, exact value entry, and the option to add controlled randomness. Manual randomization gives you a new result only when you ask for it. Automatic randomization keeps refreshing the values every time the pattern comes back round to step 1.